Hey everyone, good morning. This is Wednesday, February 26th. I had recorded a longer video, but there was audio quality issues, and I apologize, but I'm just going to do a super quick one before the market opens, and then kind of mainly preparing for NVDA tonight anyways. So quickly, just starting off with the daily chart on ES, I want to show the significance of the level that we breached and reclaimed yesterday. So I had this on my chart from a few weeks ago. I took it off once, we looked like we had broken out of this range, but I brought it back because, and what's significant about this is that this has been like a level that's held for many times. So here back in November of 24, we got as low as 59.28 and then closed much higher. These are some of the closes that were near that level. This is 59.40 it closed. This was 59.34. I think this is like the lowest close. This was 59.35. You can see it kept trying to break below it and then closed above it. So this was like the lowest close on this day, December 19th. And this day we got to 59.35. And so finally, after, top of sweet spot here, all the way drilled down to, broke the 8-day, 20-day with gusto on this day. This was a sign to step, get out of your position, stop out, and or at least potentially flip bearish and add some puts. But I thought maybe you would get some support at the 50-day. Nope. 100 SMA. Nope. Broke all the way, well below the sour spot range. This is, we were riding and trying to get above this into the sour sweet spot range. And then we, top of sweet spot this day and broke down hard. A lot of reasons why, there's geopolitical stuff. There's, fears of like inflation rising. There's concerns about cutting of spend, and deep seek fears. All these things that might be happening. Also, people just they find a reason to sell the market sometimes, and tax season's coming up, so maybe there's some profit taking happening. But I was not expecting a dip this deep. Maybe here, but this was kind of crazy. So, but makes sense. Got to this level, and it said sell to 200 SMA have broken. This is a 200 SMA around 58.40. So what happened was we had a failed breakdown. We broke below and then fought and closed up here. So not a great move, but it's a start. We didn't even get back into the sour spot. That's the crazy part. So I'm showing this just to give you some kind of understanding what was significant about this level. So it's a good thing that we broke below and reclaimed. That's a good sign, these failed breakdowns. But I'd like to see some continuation, and we gapped up here a little bit, so maybe we filled the gap today and dropped down to like this 59.70 level, and then hopefully push higher. Let me flip to the other chart real quick. So this is a zoomed in view of the action. This all just happened in a matter of days. This is when I was saying this is the top of sweet spot, time to add some puts and maybe close some longs. That was Wednesday afternoon. This is Wednesday morning, and we've just traversed an insane, that 200 over 200 points, 240 points, and sorry, that math is wrong, but it's quite a significant drop since that day on. When I'm thinking not much news. Oh yeah, there was like coronavirus and stuff like that. So that kind of played out a bit as well. But what's happened? We broke below this 59.34 level, then reclaimed it. Nice strong hammer bar here. I'll show you a couple other hammers today. And then we are pushing up. But what I'm worried about is that this intraday bull bear flag is still causing some overhead pressure. So we were above it here. That's why I didn't feel that great. I was like, we don't have that much space between this, intraday bull bear line and this, top of the megaphone. So we need to push higher soon. And, we just kept getting slapped at that area. And then boom, this day we broke below it, tried to get back above a bear flag here. Looks very similar to what we're doing here. This drop and then rally up and then hits its head and drills. So, at least it's caught up there. But as you can see, even right now, it's starting to drill a bit lower. So maybe we get to where we closed yesterday around like where was that close? 59.70, I think it was. Yeah, like right around here. Maybe we pull back, maybe a little further to this 59.65 level, which added some support yesterday. And then I'd like to see us push higher and at least get a better setup for NVIDIA earnings, because right now it looks like we're potentially forming another sell to that 200 estimated at 58.40. So let's see if Jensen has his leather jacket polished and looking spiffy, because SMCI, it's a related name. They had some somewhat encouraging news come out the other day or last night, and the stock's up big. So we need Jensen to kind of continue it. There was other earnings plays that came out. Again, first things first, let's get above this blue line today, and then let's see if we can reclaim the 8 and 50 here. This little confluence here is around 60.42. Get above the 20 SMA, even better. I'd be amazed if that happened today before NVIDIA earnings, but you never know. There's also this little blue area that has offered some resistance. That was the trade war gap down, and then this is the DeepSeek area. So this is another big gap that we need to try to breach again. But first things first, let's try to get above this 15-minute 200 SMA first. Let me quickly flip back and show you a couple charts that give me some hope about things maybe improving, at least on the earnings side. So let me go over INTU real quick. Let me show you here. This was the daily chart, got destroyed. This was in November. It was 713 high, and I think I added some on Friday or maybe Thursday, or maybe it was this day. I can't remember. One of these days I added some calls for earnings, just some lottos like 590s. And what happened? It broke even lower on Tuesday. So maybe further away from my call payoff area, which sucks. But we're at 603, so those calls should pay. Maybe we get to this 609 level or something like that. But I'll be looking to sell, because they expired this week. So I'll be looking to sell them. If you have some time on them, then you can kind of ride this out, especially if the market complies. But NVIDIA can turn things around again. But solid response to a solid report. Let's see which other AXON. This is just crazy. This gapped up on Trump election and just been riding high. It top sweet spot. That's time to sell. Drilled down here, broke below some levels. It was like good spot to buy here, but it was kind of no man's land. But here, it's reclaimed the 8-day. Here, the 8-day crossed the 20 SMA. This is what I screen on: is are we above? Did we reclaim the 8-day, and are we above the 20-day as well? And you can see you could have rode it up all the way up there, top of sweet spot. This was Tuesday of last week, from 716 to 480 in a week. Yeah, that's on basically no news. Earnings were last night, and it's now 564. That's, you get punished for, say you had bought some calls for earnings here. Like, okay, like I want to be involved, or just held it this entire way. You're just like, man, I lost all my gains since November on that. But now it's back. So let's see. It's one name that's kind of been really strong of late, and it's a good sign that it got rewarded on earnings. FSLR, just absolutely done nothing especially since the election. And it went red initially on earnings, and now it's at 152. So that's a sign that maybe things are, it was not as bad as people thought, and now it's gonna start doing better. But I would wait. Just like, let it get above the 8 and 20 days, let it set up a little bit, and then I'll maybe push until, 200s or something like that. Let's see what else. Coupang. I think it's a Stanley Druckenmiller name, or I can't remember exactly, but some big fund is involved in it, and it's like the Amazon of Korea. Done, pretty well of late. It was in the top sweet spot. Again, hit its head there, back down, reclaimed the 20 and 100 SMA here. And then popped, $1.30 on earnings, $1.15. Maybe it starts acting better because SC has done better. This is the same thing, got hit at top of sweet spot, knocked down, but it's been a strong name. Baba, another one, got extended beyond the top of the sweet spot. I didn't buy any on Monday. I bought some yesterday at like 130 when it looked like it was holding, just because I'm like, this is a super strong name. People want it. It's 140 overnight. I think there was some news, positive news from China. But whatever it is, it's, these calls should pay. I'll probably take some off here. But yeah, so NVIDIA's a big one. That's today. It got, I didn't think it'd get to the 50-day, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll get to the 20 SMA. I was like, I hope it doesn't get to the 100 SMA, a 200-day SMA. And that's exactly where it did. It closed above it, somewhat encouraging. But again, if you started, calls for, earnings, this is why it's pretty dumb to play earnings. Like I question it myself, especially like when it's around OPEX time. There's, if you're holding through OPEX with those options, you have a risk of something like this happen. I never thought that we would drill this much in the last few days, but have to be prepared for that and have to understand the risks associated with that. So, but it's up $3. I think some positive news came out. There's been a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt thrown about NVIDIA lately, and it looks like it's maybe setting up a little bit better. But again, it's got to get to like, I would say like 150 in a hurry to kind of get the market better. And I'd like to see it break above it. So keep an eye on that one for earnings. And then we can see how names like Meta, which, super strong name, and now like nobody wants to touch it on this way down until all the way to the 50 SMA. A lot of 50 SMA tests. CrowdStrike broke it yesterday actually, but try to fight above it. It's above it, like right at it today. So keep your watch list of like strong names. Let's like a Palantir, 50 SMA, perfect test. So that's what I was saying. You always have a chance to buy it back. Don't have FOMO. I know it's hard. It's hard for me sometimes, and like sometimes you buy it back too early. But once the trend down starts, that break of the 8 and 20, it's usually best to sell the rip until we reclaim the 8-day. Meaning like you can buy it here and sell it, on a test of the 8-day, but expect that it's gonna fail until the trend changes again. So you could buy some here at the 50 SMA, could have made a nice few bucks return. Take it, or maybe a test up here. That'd be amazing. But that's quick recap. Again, I'll try to do another recap after NVIDIA earnings tonight. Thanks, everyone.